Okay, guys, so here's the basic thing with this, and it's kind of an exciting idea. Some people love it. They're absolutely on board with it. And some people think it's god awful and they hate it. The people who love it because it gives them an opportunity to potentially get out of the debt, extreme poverty where they just can't afford things. And the idea is a social security lottery or a social security raffle where they can potentially put in a buck, put in $5, and go ahead and be on the option to win as a social security recipient to have a chunk of money come their way. It would be a amazing thing. But then there's the other side, and people say, well, this is kind of like the Hunger Games, and people are putting in, and not that many people are getting out of it. One's really getting the benefit of it. So we had a lot of people have comments last time when we did the video specifically about a social security lottery. I have a person who collected along with the negative comments. I'm going to go ahead and call him right now. We're going to get him on the phone. We're going to ask him what people liked. We're going to ask him what people did not like. So we're going to get right into that real soon. We've got the person dialing right now. Let's see if we can get him on the phone. Here we go. Still nothing. I don't know what's going on. It's just not ringing through. Hold on. There we go. There we go. We're going to get some magic here. Howdy, good sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing quite well. How about yourself?
Good, good, good. So I've already talked to them about the idea of the lottery. I've talked to them about the idea of a raffle. Can you walk me through what did people not like about this idea? Because I like the idea, but what did people not like about this idea when we did the last video?
Well, okay. Two things off the top of my head. One was fears of losing benefits. Other comments, negative comments, were kind of about what about the monthly cost and what would that take out of the monthly raffle revenue. First, let me talk about the fears of losing benefits. I can relate to that because I'm on SSDI myself, and even if I sold the app for 99 cents, there's a possibility that it could bring me to it could bring me up to an SGA income limit to where SSDI could be a problem for me. I don't know. But what I found is that a monthly, say, raffle winnings should not really, based on research, some of the research I did, that a winnings check for a raffle should not really affect SSDI benefits. SSI, however, that could be a little different. It could affect them. However, I found that there are about 5 allowable expenses that people could use the lump sum payment to purchase and keep their SSI benefits, such as a house or home improvements or a car, or they could prepay burial benefits, or they could have qualified educational expenses to where they could use the lump sum for those things and keep their SSI benefits. Obviously, it's for the best and advisable to contact the local Social Security office to, see what's what, make sure that they're, abiding by all the rules. And so that's about, I think that would help cover the, maybe alleviates the fears of the people having about losing benefits. As far as costs go, let's see. Well, there'll be an app development cost. It's my Apple App Store, and I'll be the project leader. But I'll need an Apple app development team to really make this 4.0. And some of the initial costs I got from that were literally pretty high, $10,000 to $12,000 just for that alone. But that's not that big of a deal, I don't think, in the long run. And there'll be legal costs, from setting up a nonprofit organization. And I've already tried to schedule a 1-hour consultation with your law firm to try to make sure this all runs smoothly and legally. And as far as monthly costs go, there really shouldn't be too many. They should be kind of minor. I was hoping for maybe a 10% fee back to me. Not to make money off people, but just to try to recoup some of the initial upfront costs that could be. It could be $15,000 or more. I don't know.
Sure.
And other fees that could come out could be things I don't know if there could be legal administrative fees from your law firm. I don't know if there'll be tax withholdings required for many of the monthly raffle winning tickets. I don't know about that. I was thinking about, I'm actually a disabled veteran also, and I have a VA caregiver, and I was thinking about hiring her to do some of the publicly relations work, because I have a list of about 50 YouTube channel owners who are associated with Social Security and disabled veterans.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a combined, I don't know, YouTube subscriber list of literally like tens upon tens of millions of subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
So hoping with that kind of public relations work, that could bring me some good luck. And really the only other thing I can think about as far as monthly costs go would be minor. Things like, say when people were going to purchase a raffle ticket on the app.
Sure.
That cost 99 cents to download. I mean, they would set up a user profile, and, you know, with the number of user profiles that raffle tickets that are going to be sold, all that, you know, user information has to be stored somewhere, like in a cloud.
Mm-hmm.
So there would be like $150 to $200, you know, monthly, like iCloud storage fee. I guess there would be, you know, just to store all this here, you know, all the, it's a pretty huge text file with all that kind of information to be stored. And let's see. As far as the 99-cent cost of the download, that would be the only thing that I could think of. It would be like an income source for myself, and that really wouldn't be I'm not really trying to make money off the American people, trying to give back to them. But you know, I don't think it's such a bad idea that I might be compensated a little bit for, you know, my time and efforts in making this happen. Plus, I was thinking that, you know, half of the proceeds would go to you, because, you know, you got some student loans that are kind of hefty, and I don't think anybody would disagree that that's a bad cause to shoot for.
I mean, yeah, I mean, from my perspective, like, you know, when it comes to that, if it were like a nonprofit, it would have to be like a thing where we were working, and then if we worked on it, we would get paid for whatever services. So it wouldn't be so much percentage based. It would be more like what it cost to do those things, to buy those things, server in the cloud, website, certifications, you know, license requirements from the state base, all that. So, you know, like I see that as, you know, an option there. I guess one of the big things I look at. Rate. Yeah, like, you know, whatever the rate was, whatever it costs, that's what, you know, would be. And then basically nonprofit, you know, you get paid, you know, this much as a salary, yada yada, to do it. So let me ask you this: I saw some of the hateful comments, right? You know, and I can see some of the comments here. Can you walk me through this? What would you say to those people who feel that they can't afford to do this, but that they should be the beneficiaries of this? Like, what would you say to those individuals?
Well, there was I don't think it was a written comment. I think it was like during the live video that there was a comment about, or maybe it was in the written comments about how much of a monthly cost could people afford. Well, I don't think it's really, you know, initially there was this idea of like so much per day and millions of dollars here and there, but that's not really realistic, I don't think. I think that is switched from my initial idea of a government-run lottery to more of a person-run, you know, raffle, which I guess I would be that person running a monthly raffle. And there was a comment about Lucky 7. So I kind of like fixated on a monthly raffle ticket cost of only $7.
Gotcha.
So $7 for one raffle ticket, you know, each month or whatever, or however, whenever they want to do it. More than one raffle ticket, I don't know, whatever people could afford, but just basically the bare minimum that somebody could participate in this would be they would spend 99 cents for the app download to their phone, to their smartphone.
Okay.
And they would set up a user profile, spend $7 on a monthly raffle ticket, and they would be good to go, you know, for like a first of the month drawing.
Okay.
And have their shot for $7.99. And that would be the only cost they have to worry about.
Now, if I were, and I remember, I try to put myself in the position of the people that I work with at the Homeless Help Center. Okay, would this include SSI people and SSDI retired people, like everybody in the Social Security system, or would this exclude the SSI people, being that the SSI people, man, they just really don't get that much per month. Like $7 a month to them is like, that's food, that's food right there. So like, would this be something that excludes them or something that includes them somehow?
Well, it could be something, could be set up. I have to like revise with my app development team, but it could be actually this could actually turn into this monthly raffle would be for SSDI people, for retired people on Social Security, for disabled veterans, and actually possibly could even be set up to where SSDI people could play for free for one free ticket a month. So if they could do one free ticket a month, they would be included.
So I mean, what I'm hearing here is that you could create a progressive, if you will, system that did allow SSI people to join in. What and keep in mind, the problem with a lot of the SSI chatter on this is that the retired people and the SSDI people are going to feel like they shouldn't be paying for the SSI people because they never worked to begin with in America to pay enough, So you run into the problem of the retired people being like, well, why should we pay for them? They didn't work to begin with. They should be paying for us. They should have been working. They should have done this. What do you think would be the middle ground? And I mean, I'm not trying to say that, and obviously it's an extremely difficult question, but what do you think the middle ground would be on something like this?
See, middle ground.
And again, like if you're not sure, like that's fine too.
There could be maybe in their user profiles they could check whether they're on SSDI, retired SSI, or VA, disabled veteran. I don't know. And there could be counters on the app, and based on the counters for the SSDI and retired people, there could be some way to throw back, I don't know, extra raffle tickets to them to try to offset the fact that they feel that they wouldn't feel so much like they're paying for SSI people.
Could there be a lottery of free tickets to SSI people that opt in to be available, to potentially get them? Like you go to a coffee shop and you buy a coffee for yourself and a coffee for somebody else, and the coffee for somebody else goes on the wall. And then when somebody needs coffee but doesn't have money, they walk in and they pull one of those extra.
I like that. I like that. Let me write that down.
Okay.
Your suggestion is, could there be some sort of option to where someone on like SSDI or VA or retirement, where they could say, hey, I like the idea of buying this raffle ticket myself. Could I go ahead and buy a raffle ticket for an SSI person? Is that what you're going towards?
Yeah. I mean, like when you go into a coffee shop and let's say you buy a coffee for you and put a slip aside for somebody else. And then that somebody else is an SSI person that can opt in to be part of another lottery that allows them to be the one picked to potentially be a part of the drawing if they can't afford it. That way people can donate extra ones to people who potentially could win if they wanted to. I think that's an
yes. There could be I think there could be 4 counters on the app for, like I said, VA, retired, SSDI, SSI.
Yeah.
And when people set their user profiles or where they want to buy a raffle ticket, they could have an option of, say, purchasing an additional SSI raffle ticket. And then people on SSI could go on there, and I'd be like, maybe like a first come, first serve that could actually claim a ticket from that free pool.
So, I mean, that's the thing is that, people will always argue that it's not fair because, who knows who's going to win. But the lottery done by the states, massively successful. You always get a winner. But the problem I think everybody has with the lottery is that there's too many people who are not getting included in the winnings. So if you had let's say that there was, let's say, I don't know, 30,000 players, right? That did their thing for the month, that paid their thing for the month.
Okay.
why wouldn't we have potentially out of 30,000 there be a potential amount of, let's say, 500 winners, as opposed to, something else where there'd be fewer winners? And my point to this is having, look, to people who are working and they all pay in, and having something where you win $500 million, yeah, that's cool. That's good. But Social Security recipients are usually more pragmatic, practical. So if they won, and I mean, let me ask the channel here, guys, what do you think, when it comes down to it, would be an amount that would change your life? Not a high amount. I mean, the bare minimum amount that would change your life, so that you were like, holy cow, I can now get out of this rut that I was in. I can now change this to be something else. What do you guys think would be that amount for you? So for me, like if I were thinking about the people from the Samaritan Resource Center and something that would change their life, it would be the amount to basically put a down payment on a very cheap house, right? So like, let's say that they got, $25 to $50,000 to put a down payment on a very cheap house, or that they could put towards a car, that they could get them a new car, right? I think, so I'm seeing 15,000. I'm seeing $500. I'm seeing $4,000. I'm seeing 50K, $100 right now, 10K, 20K. If it were me, I would say 25 to 50K. Mitch said 100K. No, it'd be lump sum. It'd be lump sum. So for me, and I mean, you could always have, monthly payment options too. You could always do that. But I'm thinking in a lump sum sense, like you got it, you had it, you're ready to go. You're like, boom, I got this thing. I guess from my perspective, what I'm thinking is, okay, at the end of the day, what does this come down to, and how does this work? And for me, 100K, that's a good amount. That's a lot. I mean, you can get,
Well,
but again, $7 a month, that's not much. Yeah.
Well, I'd probably like to maybe like revise this whole plan again based off of a second video's round of comments.
Yeah.
But after the first round of comments on the first video, I guess I had revised it, or maybe it was stated the same in that video, of like a gold, silver, and bronze winner, where there would be 3 winners every single month, 50% to the gold, 30% to the silver, 20% to the bronze.
Yeah.
And maybe it could be revised based on a second video's round of comments to where maybe it could include up to 10 winners or 100 winners. I don't know what the total monthly revenue from this is going to be. So I'm not sure yet.
I guess from my perspective, the way I look at it is this.
It's not just one, 2 winners, and then everybody else is just hung out to dry.
Right.
I want it to be multiple winners each month. People will get excited. People get involved. More people play. More people win. More people come on ahead.
And I think about that. And I guess from my perspective, like when I look at this and I think, okay, cool. How do we make this work more so for the American public, so at the end of the day, they feel like, they've got a shot at actually winning something that makes sense? You could, in theory, go ahead and have quite a few people realistically win this thing, and you could have, one gold or one diamond winner, and then you could have a gold, a silver, a platinum, blah 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 blah. But if you have enough people who could potentially win, let's say somebody won, let's say you had 5,000 people win $500. I think realistically, you're going to get a significant pool of people who are going to want to put in. If you had like, so my perspective is, I think that you could have one diamond winner. Sure. You could have 2 gold winners, 3 silver winners.
Okay, I get it.
4
winners,
coppers.
The more participants, the better it is.
Right. And then you get into, maybe you could have ribbons. You could have the blue ribbon, the red ribbon, the gold, whatever. You could go past get past your gold, silver, copper, go into your blue, red, and like, off-white ribbons or whatever they are. And then at that point, you could go ahead and have like the smallest one have a significant amount of people. Because, remember, if somebody pays in and they're winning $500 and they get to spread that payment out, so they pay $7, $7, and then they hit and they get 500, it's going to be better for them than if they pay $7, $7 and never win,
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I guess
maybe
from
like 1 gold winner, 10 silver winners, 100 bronze winners. Is that where you're going with that?
Yeah, I'm thinking if we had a significant amount of individuals who
like a multiple 10, 1 gold, 10 silver, 100 bronze, then like maybe even 1,000 blue ribbon, like you suggested.
Yeah, and just
I think that should be about it. So people are going to win something, and not just all the money gets spent on bottom ribbon winners.
Right. And so, my feeling with this, just, kind of like my, it would be a better advertising option for it, for a lot of people to have, some cash coming from it. And now a lot of people, remember, $500 is life changing. Pays off some credit card stuff, maybe gets them some parts for their car, maybe get somebody to fix something on their house. It's life changing. 5,000 even more so, 10,000, 15, 25,000 even more so. And I guess the big thing that I'm looking at with this is, and I understand the whole SSI problem, because the SSI people can't really afford to pay into it. I guess, and that's the other thing too. If you were to win it, it's not really going to really affect your retirement and Social Security disability insurance benefits for the most part. But at the end of the day, I wanted to ask you this. What do you think the end goal with this should be? Like, what do you think the big picture should be? Everybody wants to be like, oh, it saves the baby whales. But what do you see as the end goal of this thing? Do you see it as something that just is like a cool sidekick thing off of Social Security benefits? Or does it have like a real direction?
Well, in the future, I was hoping to get back to that congressional letter to Congress, but not so much for a lottery, because I'm thinking the Raffle would kind of answer that question. But the congressional letter I was hoping was to have a dividend stock growth portfolio, to where it would be like for the Social Security Administration to privatize Social Security.
Okay.
And based on whatever kind of cost of living people expect to have out of it, they could have a graph to figure out how long they'd have to contribute or work, contributing to the FICA system, Social Security system, or whatever, to be able to retire off dividends. So I think that's my end goal, is to try to push for some sort of Social Security Administration privatization for the American people, to where it's not just this Raffle helping to save, this current generation, but maybe the privatization to save future generations. So future generations, are in support of this Raffle, and they feel like Social Security is going somewhere for them in the future.
Now, from my perspective, the way I look at this is that at the end of the day, one of the big things that I know is that if Social Security worked a little bit differently, where they invested money into basically privatized account so much, let's say 7,000, 10,000 per American, and nobody was allowed to touch it until they basically reached, like 67 or 70, whatever,
Well, I think that should be the same as their other rules for 401k and IRA, of only 59 and a half. I don't think people should have to wait until they're 62 or 70 years old to retire to be able to enjoy the money that they've tried to save their whole life. I think it should be 59 and a half.
Well, let me ask you this.
This is my opinion, though.
Why do you feel disability retirement benefits have failed? I understand the cost of living adjustment. I understand the lower amount. I understand the improper investment. But as a general sense, why do you feel that program would need a lottery to help it going forward?
Let's see. What's floating around my head right now is just the problem that the Social Security Administration is going to have in about 10 years of the trust fund excesses. They're losing like $100 billion a year in about 10 years, they'll be exhausted. And then it gets into only, like, say, current working generations FICA taxes paying for Social Security recipients. And even then, they'll have like a 23% cut to benefits, to promised benefits across the board. And let's see. What's a little bit more of your question?
I guess, and I mean, this is just something to think about, because at the heart of it, it's the sale of it. Why would this be sold well to the American people? And the American people aren't happy with their retirement amount. Massive inflation has made them even more pissed off. The cost of food is obnoxious. So I get it. I get how this could be sold to the American people. There's going to be a lot of naysayers. The naysayers are going to see gambling is wrong, and I don't have the money for that. And, this is a terrible idea that's going to fail because whoever's in control of it will, manipulate it and destroy it and hurt people and so on and so forth. But I guess my question to you is, all right, assuming that it could be done and it could be upkept, which is part of the game here, doing it and then keeping it clean, keeping its nose clean throughout the process. Assuming that could be done, would this actually fix anything, or would it just cause more problems in the long run?
Well, one of the things was possibly, like, say, like, winners of the raffle voluntarily maybe being able to submit their success stories, to maybe be posted in some sort of, like, forum on the app itself, to where people could get a better idea of, what kind of, like, fortunate things could come out of this versus negative things.
So what question do you want the audience to go ahead and talk about going forward when it comes to this? What are the things you want to hear from them on? What questions should they be able to answer that will help you better design this program?
Well, I liked your idea of what is a life-changing amount. You suggested $25,000 to $50,000. So that'd be one thing. Another thing would be to help me try to decide on a final breakdown of, like, how many winners. Like, my idea was there'll be one gold person winner, 10 silver, 100 bronze, 1,000 blue ribbon. Maybe like a better, like, nail down the coffin on that.
Okay.
And so that'd be two things. I think the other questions that I might have would be, or something that I'm going to have to direct to your law firm for our consultation on how to get this going legally and smoothly. Gotcha. I don't think that's something that your YouTube subscribers can answer in comments. I think that's something I'm going to have to deal with individually with you guys, your law firm.
I think some of the questions.
Those things are to me. Those two important things to me are, what's a life-changing amount, and what's a winner, a strategized winner breakdown of what people think would be fair.
When I look at this, the thing that really strikes me about this is, what is the ethical harm? What is the up and down gambling abuse harm? What is the thing that makes people feel uncomfortable with doing this? What do people fear? Because look, if you put the government in charge of it, people are going to hate it because they're not going to trust the government. The government's just going to find some other way to take the money and put it towards some other thing that has nothing to do with them, whether it's immigrants or some school system or whatever. And then all of a sudden, their chances of winning is heavily diluted. And then, the whole reason why they were going ahead and doing this to begin with was to go ahead and have a better shot at getting out of the hole. Dan Lane, thank you for the $10 donation. That's awesome. Very, very cool. Really appreciate it. That's very cool. So I guess from...
Well, I have a comment on that. I was thinking about actually naming the app Disability Resolution, because you have a reputation that's pretty solid, I would assume.
Yeah.
Even think you have over 100,000 YouTube subscribers, been around for over a decade. I think that if it was ran by, people like your law firm, or, people don't know me, but, if I was just associated with your law firm, then I think that I would be, acceptable to most people to help run it. And
I mean, it's not a sexy name. I'll tell you that.
A reputable law firm such as yours. I mean, why would that be why would that be unethical?
No, I mean, we could do it. We could code it. We could, do all that stuff. We could file it, nonprofit it, all that jazz. But I guess from my perspective, the way I look at it, it's gonna have to have a catchier name than that. It's gonna have to have a catchy name. Like Slam the Scam is kind of catchy, but it's gonna have to have a catchy name. Like,
Here's what I thought, but really, really simple. I was thinking something like VASS for, Veterans Administration Social Security. VASS.
That's
like VAS or
that's
VAS.
Yeah, VAS is a name I would not. That's unsexy. It's the opposite of sexy. That's
what about a reverse? What about SSVA?
SSVA, SVA. Again, I don't
SSVA.
I don't know. SSVA Raffle. I mean, it sounds very corporate. What about like Second Life Lotto, or Second Life Raffle, or Second Chance?
That's the third topic. That's what we got the YouTube subscriber comments got to decide that.
Yeah.
What kind of names do you want for this raffle?
So I guess like Second Life, Second Chance Raffle, Second Chance, something like that, or because Born Again, yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think? Second Chance. See, AAP Services says Second Chance. Mark Murphy came out with the best one so far. SSI OnlyFans. There you go. That's it's used in your nuggets. That's next one. Ursula said Screwed is a good one. Doom Pigeon like Second Chance Raffle. Euphoric said truly on my last round I'm losing it. And again, these are all the same people. So I mean, yeah, that was from Cincinnati Firewall. Let's see. Publishers Clearinghouse has already been taken, and that doesn't say Social Security too well. Charlton Zimmerman, always with the zinger. Not Guilty. That's not a bad one. The Golden Ticket. That's not a bad one.
The Golden Ticket.
Yeah.
Oh, that gets me into. Oh, what is it? What was that movie?
Willy Wonka?
Willy Wonka
yeah. Willy Wonka. Yeah.
I'm not saying the Willy Wonka raffle. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying I like that, the Golden Ticket.
The Golden Years Ticket? Oh, that's not bad. Deb Carter. That's really good.
Golden Years Ticket.
Tenebras? Help me with the pronunciation. Tenebras? Sounds Trumpy. I don't know how does that sound Trumpy?
What?
I don't know. That's a tough.
Okay, I like him, but I don't know if I want to go that far.
Sounds Biden-y. I don't know. I don't know which one.
No, I don't like that.
I feel like Golden Years Ticket would be like more of a Biden-y thing. I feel like because he's definitely in his he's in sunset years at this point.
Why include that word years?
Ursula,
I thought years.
I like Golden Year. I think Golden Years. Euphoric Concepts. That on the Voice Show. Ursula says Bend Over Fund. Let's see. Old Timers Lottery. I guess that's okay.
I like that first one better.
The Golden Ticket.
Like
Golden Years. Golden Years
like
Ticket.
That's like that one like TV show. The Golden Girls. It's catchy. It caught on. People liked it.
Oh, Tenebras clarified. Said he always does everything in gold, like his sneakers. I guess does Trump always do stuff in gold? I feel like I don't really know him well enough in his like life stuff, like gold couches and stuff. I mean, maybe I don't know if he does that. But yeah, he did do those sneakers. But a lot of people have done gold sneakers though. Not so uncommon though. They'll do like a one-off or a Sony or a Nike thing with gold sneakers. I don't know if I'd give Trump credit for this particular thing. Insta raffle. What do you think of that? That's not bad. Insta raffle. That's not bad either. Golden years.
Yeah, it reminds me of how groceries. It's called Instacart.
Yeah, I mean that's not bad. I like that. I like that.
Correct.
That's not bad. What about Paradise raffle? What about Midas raffle? Robert Gaines said Trump's penthouse is entirely in gold. I haven't seen where he lives. That's like, I have to look it up and actually check it out because, you know, it's just, I never really got into that. Well, my buddies told me to look up his plane one time. I just never got around to doing it because they're all things I'll just never really, like, I'm never going to be on his plane. Like, it's just never going to happen. So Golden Timers Lottery, Golden Goose Lottery, Golden Rockers, Lucky Duck Raffle. That's not bad too. Lucky Duck Raffle. That's pretty good. Paradise Burnt.
I like that first one you said.
Which one?
Times.
Golden
Times.
Golden Times Raffle.
Just Golden Times.
Golden Times. I mean, they're going to put raffle or lotto at the end of it.
Okay, you know, like Golden Times Raffle. I mean, that covers the gold phase of everything, right? In Golden Times, you know, that's eligible years.
I don't think it's a bad idea. I mean, look, the more I talk about it, the more,
Times.
Golden Times Raffle. I like that too. The more I talk about it, the more I become comfortable with the idea of it because, you know, if we don't do something like this, then people just continue to live in, like, you know, you would like check like the heartbeat of Social Security, and the heartbeat is never having a boop. You know what I mean? Boop. Like it's actually going up with your heartbeat. It's never having somebody win or some up. It's just always flatlining.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to me, like I see the benefit of this. I see an actual lottery or raffle changing the dynamic of the system so that people do win, people get out of it. And I can see, honestly, I see. Yeah.
Like, let's say we went with that 1 gold, 10 silver, 100 bronze, 1,000 blue ribbon. Well, that's over 1,000 people a month that would win something, 12,000 a year. In 10 years, when the Social Security crisis is about to happen, that would be over 120,000 people that have won something off of this.
That's a lot of people. That's going to get a lot of positivity. I like the idea. I got to be honest. When I first heard the idea, I was like, and now that I've talked about it more, I feel more comfortable with the idea because, you know, if you could make it work and you could keep its nose clean and it could function, it would essentially create a literal heartbeat for the Social Security recipients, which gives them hope, which isn't a bad thing. You know, one of the things a lot of people are like, oh, you know, it's just fake hope. Hope actually, you know, if you look at a person's health, if they have hope, if they have something to look forward to, if they're, you know, part of something, their life is actually, it's a healthier life. But when they don't have hope, when they're dreary and depressed and they have anxiety and they have panic attacks and they're, you know, mood disorders and all that stuff, they don't have as much hope. There's less excitement and sparkle to their life. You know, it's like every day they go outside in shitty weather.
This is not like the Powerball. This is, somebody's going to win something this way.
I like that one. Social Securionaire. I like that. Well, we've got some things here. Do you feel like you have enough to now go back and play with this a little bit more and then kind of catch back up with us?
Talking to me?
Yes.
I would say, yes, I can talk to my app development team and, you know, it's all coding. Anything is possible. So, yeah, I have everything I need.
Perfect.
Do we have any more questions?
You know, I have the ideas here and I was looking through them. I don't want to overload people to, you know, the tax credits, retirement account, transition options, spread out payments. I don't want to overload people. There's a lot of ideas here.
I could touch on that for a second if you'd like.
Can you give me a summary of these? Yeah, give me a summary of these ideas so that people can start thinking about it and start getting used to them. Yeah.
Let's see. If you receive a one-time lump sum raffle winnings during the taxable year, you know, you could try to reduce your tax bill, by donating to charity, contributing to retirement accounts like a traditional IRA or 401k, or use tax credits. Let's see, the rest of the stuff says consult a tax professional, understand tax implications, because there's no getting out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Or possibly some sort of another legal administrative thing could be spreading out payments.
Mm-hmm.
Like if instead of winning $100,000 in 1 month, try to spread it out over multiple years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So that would lower their annual tax bill, I would think. Instead of getting $100,000, one-time check, and then had to pay taxes, because they would go onto their annual earned income for the year, and they would be taxed in their individual tax brackets.
Right.
What if they just got $25,000 for 4 years?
Yeah, it would reduce the tax bracket for sure.
Tax bracket
that is another thing. How do we get these? Yeah,
that's my idea. How do we spread out the payments, maybe?
That's a good idea. Okay, work on this stuff. Let's do another video in like 2 weeks, if you're okay with that, and then we'll kind of catch up together. We'll go over some of the legalities of the nonprofit filings, etc., and we'll catch up and do the hour. Now, with that said, are there any other questions from the people who are watching right now? I see Hope Preservation, Raffle, and keep in mind all these comments. He's going to go through them and check them out, and then basically go from there. Okay, so no additional questions that I'm seeing. Wait, a game show called Who Wants to Be a Social Security Millionaire? Not a bad idea. I would host it. I'd have fun. But with that said, I will catch you guys a little bit later. We're going to be going to the next video where I go live. Now, you guys remember, you know how that works. You call the 407-279-1754. You get about 5 to 7 minutes. You use a fake name throughout the process. You go right into your legal question, no story mode, and then basically I answer legal questions. Please remember to like, subscribe, and leave some stars on Google. Disability resolution, hit that up. Just click into Google Disability Resolution Florida. I will catch you guys a little bit later. Thank you so much for being a part of this video. Please, please, please take care of yourself. Thank you to those who donated. A super thank you to our wonderful, wonderful members. I will catch you a little bit later, and I will see you at the next video. Give me about 15 minutes, and then we'll get rolling. Thanks so much. All right. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.